Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am officially back from vacation, though there still may be plenty of real world issues that I'll be facing in the next 2 months or so, maybe a little more. So I may not be here as much as I would like, generally not anyway, but that's a different story, but we'll have to see how it goes. With that, you'll notice a bit of a barren background. I should have put my green screen up. I have not. I apologize for that. Things are in the works in the next 2 months, like I told you. That is kind of keeping these things at bay. But with that, the audio might be slightly an issue. I'm trying to fix it in post. We'll see how good I can do it. But apologies for that. Might have to keep that around for the next, month or two. Just for the time being, we'll have to see how I can deal with it and how it goes. But for now, like I promised, we have our very first season, or so, we'll see how long it goes, save with We Are Football. I still stand by my review from the previous week, or the other week, but I'm still hopeful the devs can really make something fantastic out of this game. FM really needs to come down off its perch. We really need a good FM type game, a football manager game, where you could do so much that it's just not a spreadsheet. I'm really hoping this is the one. If not, hopefully more will spring up and I'll do reviews of those. We'll see. But with that, I mentioned during the review that I would either figure out a way to get the real player names and leagues and cities and all that into the game, or I'd play a women's league save. And honestly, for some reason, I have no clue why people just constantly put down the women's leagues. There's no reason it should not be in a game, especially now that women's leagues are becoming more and more popular. And I will definitely do a women's league at some point in the future on some game. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Probably will be this one because FM refuses to put it in. But for now, surprise, surprise, I was able to get the real players' names in. So we are playing with my loving football club, Liverpool. What else would I start with? Very first save in this very first iteration of this game. Had to do it. What can you say? So starting from scratch, new one-player game, your database. You can see We Are Football Database Classic. That is the one that basically gives you all the fake players and everything. Your database is the one I just downloaded and installed. Unfortunately, it's an exe file. It's not just a, hey, move database into folder and it picks it up. But it does have everything in it. It has all the players' names, the league names, everything, the player faces. So we'll get into that in just a minute, but let me get through the main setup first. So, how do you want to play? Career mode or club selection? Basically, if you decide to play in a career mode, you must first answer a few questions about yourself and about your football in general. I will do that at some point, not right now. I want to start with Liverpool. That is especially who I want to start with, so I'm going to select the club selection. So we're going to get into that. So here you go. Liverpool, Manchester City, them, Chelsea, Leicester City. You can see all the real team names are in there. Let's go to, you can see Brazil, Flamengo, you can see Santos, you can see a lot of these are in here. Bulgaria. Oh, all the logos are there. And this is what I'm saying. The executable file has all of this inside it, embedded in it. So it's not a game, if you don't like the pictures, you want to use different logos like FM can do. You unfortunately can't do that from my understanding. I could be wrong. But since everything is in this executable file, see, you have Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, you have the German league. Because it's in this executable file, you have to kind of go with what the executable has in it. So if there's a way that you can throw in new graphics and new pictures and everything, terrific. I would love to know how. But for right now, this is what we've got. waf.gg is a website that is where I got it from, and I actually pinpointed to a different website. I will have that I'll have that in the description below where I downloaded it from. But they seem to be doing a lot of tutorials on this game. So if you're interested in this game, minus watching my own stuff, hint, hint, wink, wink, that's the website to do it. They've got a bunch of videos out. Just check it out and see. But Liverpool is who we're playing with. Let's start with them. I love this. Welcome to Liverpool. The employers are expectant, but your signing has not yet triggered a great euphoria. Yet that may still come. The fans really like having the team under control of a tough dog like you. They hope the players will train at unusual times. I don't know what that means. One thing I did not really go into, I don't think in my review, if I remember correctly, the people who made the FIFA Manager game, or some of the devs of that game, are the ones of this. I did mention that. However, English is not their first language, so you'll see some weird issues with the language here and there. I don't know. We'll see if we get used to it or not. But we wish you good luck in your new job. You're going to need it. That is great. The one thing they didn't do, Anfield does not look like Anfield. I don't mind. I'm not too chuffed about that. It would be nice if they could get something similar, but I'm pretty sure this is not the way that the Anfield area looks. I can actually guarantee that because I know there's a bunch of housing right there. So their training stadium is not right there next to it. But again, there's some issues in this game. There's some pieces of this game you're not going to be able to get realism to. So those are just some of them. And I will say, I apologize. This is probably going to be a little bit longer of an episode just because I'm going through this main area. I'm going to try and figure some things out. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play match or not. But season preparation today for the preparations for the season 2021 start. The players are back from their holidays. You look into expectant faces that eagerly await the first training session with you. Okay. And this is where we get action points and all that. This is where game is going to be completely different from FM, and we're just going to have to kind of go with it. So one thing I did not mention in the review, there are two different types of budgets. One is your team and transfer budget. That is strictly for the players that you want to bring in and sell, and the budget for them, like their weekly wages and all that. There is a club budget that is for your stadium upgrades and all of that nature. They are separated. So as you can see, I have 148 million in the transfer budget. I can then throw some of that into the club budget or the other way around. This negotiating points is where I'm going to have some issues. I'm going to have to figure that out. We want to reach position 2. Okay, first position, second position. You can use negotiate points. I don't understand the whole negotiate points. I don't like it right off the bat. And 4, you still lose negotiate points. So I'm going to leave it as is. 84 popularity board, 84 last year with the board. Good to know. So right off the bat, these are my rules. This is your chat with the players. Age of the team, I want experience. I don't care about age, or my money's on the youth. Form, I want training only, and that's how you show me you're going to get into the first team. Or training's only a factor. There's a couple of other things here and there that we'll look at. Rotation, we rotate a lot. Everyone gets a chance with me. Basically, that's the way I've always been. Rotation is completely the way it's going to be. Strategy with the board, we want to improve the medium term, the long term, or the short term. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Basically, all these are the defaults. So playing style, I want good balance between offense and defense. You can show on the transfer market. We'll only sign players that I can sell for a profit. I don't care about anything. Basically, they say, if you don't know this game, stick with the defaults. See how it goes. Then as you increase your level of knowledge of this game, then it's okay to start playing around with those. So I'm just going to leave it as is. As you can see, we have Allison, Adrian, Keller, Robertson, Simicas, all these players. They have the faces. It's not how he looks now. Shirt names, you can change shirt names, all that. And what is it? Oh, it's the middle mouse button. This is where you can find everything about the selected player. Okay, thank you. So this is how the selected players look. This is their general tactical education. We got to deal with the tactics in just a minute. So contract situations, all these different things. Season, obviously, they haven't started. Career, they have not put in the career numbers. So that's one thing with this save that we're going to have to deal with. But overall, I mean, not too bad. They don't have the specifics, which FM is great with. I will say, FM is very good with on the ball, passing, shooting from distance, things like that. All the numbers 0 to 20 that they have, or 1 to 20, they don't have this. This is basically, is he good, is he bad? Actual level, you can see 12.3, stamina, energy. You can see player type is leader, openness, perfectionism, extroversion, agreeableness, confidence, negotiations. So they don't seem to have that level of detail in it. But we'll kind of go with what we can. What is FO? Form, so they haven't played a game. AL is their actual level. So as you can see, Van Dijk is the best on the team at a 13.7. I don't know what it goes up to. I'm going to assume 20. I wish I could do a search right now, but I kind of have to go through this screen to get to. I want to see what Messi and Ronaldo are just to see what their actual level is. But then you start getting down. Wijnaldum and Joe Gomez are on the same level. I'm not really sure about that. Jordan Henderson has different, I guess, aspects to Wijnaldum. Matip obviously is less, but you know, Thiago to 12.3, Firmino to 12.6, Mane and Allison. I mean, all these, I'm assuming right off the bat that anything from like a 12 and up is pretty much guaranteed for Steam for the most part. Milner at 11.4. Yeah. So Curtis Jones at a 5.7. That seems low compared to, I mean, I'm not going to say he's at 11.9 with the Ox, but he's kind of up there. I would say at least a 9 something. Oh well. I don't know if I can edit this. By the way, there is an editor in the game. I don't know if I can edit this database. I should check that out. But not going to happen right now. So, start of the week, like I mentioned in the review, this is done on a week-by-week basis. So you get everything set up during the week at the very beginning. Then you kind of go through the week and you basically go from what you've set up for training, what you've set up your sponsors, find sponsors, basically get everything set up during the week, go through the week until the end of the week, where you usually have a match or something. You play that and then you start the week over again. Here, what is your personal focus for the week? You can set finance, sponsors, basically find something, no emphasis, next match, player advancement, things like that. I'm going to go with finance sponsors because the more money you have, the more you can actually bring in. I don't know. We'll have to see how it affects the transfer budget and the club budget and all that. What's your training focus this week? Basic fitness is what I'm going to use, but you can do offensive play, defensive play, passing. So if we're going to go up against Manchester City, I may do defensive play. If we're going to go up against Fulham, I may do offensive play or something like that. So you can go through all of these, and I will have to see how this all works. So as we've seen in FM, I am definitely not a great person when it comes to tactics and things like that and how to do training. I don't really deal with the training. I let my assistants and all that do with it. So we're going to have to figure out this part. Do you want to advance a specific player? Now, it started out with Virgil. Virgil's top guy in our team. So I was kind of thinking Trent, I think, and Robertson are not. For some reason, they're kind of lower down. They're, what are they leveled? Oh, you don't have the number there. So I'm going to additionally boost this player. The player receives an additional boost of up to 10% or until he reaches his training objective. Sure, why not? So he'll get up there and he'll get this training objective, and we'll just see how that goes. For some reason, though, we're not looking all that great. I don't know what Manchester City and United and all them are. I'll have to take a look right here if I can. But hopefully we stack up pretty well. I would love to do like a sim game of the full season and do that as an episode. So I might try that, see if it works. We'll have to see, though. So this is the home screen, and this is where I had issues with the game in the review. It's just so busy. You've got the fixture list. So we have Aston Villa on the 9th. Is that the 9th? Yeah, that must be the 9th. British calendars and all. Table, strikers, absentees. That'll be interesting to see if we have any absentee players. But transfer budgets, pare this down is what I would love to see. You don't need all of this information. It's just kind of just far too much. I don't mind this. Obviously, I don't mind this where, you know, on FMs it's on the left side. You can go from side to side. I'm tired of this, but that's just mine. That's just the way I have it set up. But this is far too busy. But you can, Manchester City, you can see they are better than us in terms of the stars. I can see that. Chelsea are on the same level. Okay. You know, I shouldn't be complaining too much about that right now. So, let me see. No? Konate's not on there? Terence Congolo. No. Where's the... Oh, country, England. No. You can't select any country. You can't... Okay, well that's a problem. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Basically what I want... Where's Germany? There's Germany. I want to find... Wow. Dayot Upamecano. I know he's gone off to, I believe, Bayern, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to see contract talks, scout player. I want to bring him. I want to scout him. I really wanted him to come to Liverpool. I really wanted to, and then he went to Bayern, and I was like, son of a... Anyway, With that, Konate is not here. There we go. Okay, so that accent mark does not work in the search. Please make that work. Make it anything E with an accent, without an accent, with an umlaut, without whatever. Make it work. Want to scout that dude because obviously he is a Liverpool player. So from here, I'm going to try and figure things out. I'm not going to worry too much about infrastructure. See, I love that picture. That is such a fantastic picture. Department head Alison Black. I don't know who that is. But the one thing I love about this game is that you can do more than just be a manager. So a lot of people that I've read about are complaining, I should say not a lot, but some of the people that I've read complain about Football Manager is that you can only be the manager. You can't be a scout. You can't be a director of football. You can't be whatever. And then obviously the rebuttal of that is, but it's not called football, director of football, blah, blah, blah. But I would love to play Football Manager as the director of football. And I know you can to a degree. Basically, it's just not set up the way that I would love it to do that. It's not easy to do. I'm not saying it's easy to do here because I have no idea what I'm doing. However, here you are at least allowed talks on the infrastructure. You can set up your sponsors. You can even, go back to infrastructure. You can deal with the stadium itself. You can deal with the view. You can extend the stadium. It's just cool things to add to a game that, no, a manager's never going to have really a lot of say in how, Klopp's never going to have a say in how to extend Anfield. That's above the manager. That's the board and everything from John Henry and on. But it is just so cool to figure out how to do and just build things out the way you want them to build out. But that's what this game is. That's not what FM is. That's why we're playing this right now. I'm trying to set up the tactics now, and this is basically what was given to me, and I'm probably going to keep it. One thing I love and hate about this is, so you see this RA 13.0. I can move him around. Obviously, he's not a central midfielder. He'd be down to a 10. Funny enough, right around Jordan Henderson's level. But if you bring him back, he's at a 13. So it does kind of show you where he likes to play and where he's not going to be good. He sucks at a central defender, but is not a horrific at a left wing back. But we're going to keep him right there. It is kind of nice. I do like the way FM does it, where you grab a player and it'll show you on the screen where he's great, where he's not. So that would be a nice thing to do. Colored squares or something along those lines just would be a nice touch. Now you have to remember, FM is the standard of all this. You all know that. When a new game comes in, you really are trying to beat that number one standard, or at least come sort of close to it. This does an okay job, but there are a lot of great things that FM has going for it. And you really have to understand that before you set out to create your own game. And in doing that, you kind of hope, you don't want to steal, obviously, but there are certain things that you should do to try and mimic that kind of atmosphere that FM has set up. And that's just one of the things that I would love to see. This is Aston Villa, I'm going to assume, yes. But that's actually kind of interesting. Okay, but we're going to save it. We're going to leave it the way it is. So here we go. Weekly planning. You need to search for stadium sponsors, find an ad board sponsor, invest some money. So you are investing money to get interest rates, to get more money. That may be an aspect of this game I don't care about. And there's a lot of this game that I'm not going to care about because it's just so in-depth. And while I said previously that it's great that it's so in-depth, you can do a whole bunch of things, it does add to the complexity of this game. And it can easily be, I would imagine, just something you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to play this. What's going on? So that's why they need to make it a little more user-friendly, I would imagine. But you should stand sponsor invitation, organize friendly, of course, organize training camp, organize charity event, and do sport. We are going to do sport in this. So again, English not their first language. So this is what our first week looks like. This is how you do it. You go back to that screen, you click what you want to do or what you need to do, what they tell you should do, and it just puts it on the scheduled board. It's I don't know. It's cute, but it's awful at the same time. I don't like having to play out. I do like the way FM is set up where, okay, here's your emails. Go through them, do whatever you want to do. Find your players that you want to scout and transfer in or transfer out. Find your staff. Do all these things that you want to do instead of having it on this week by week basis. So do sport. That is just what I'm thinking of right now. Next up, training planning. I'm going to leave it the way it is because it's basically set on high intensity endurance, trying to get stamina up. I don't know what HIIT is. High endurance? No, high intensity something or other? I don't know, but it's basic fitness. I definitely want their fitness levels up. Klopp loves them up. You can see an attack editor. I don't know how to deal with attacks. I am not going to work on this right now. I may take a look at this at some point. So basically, you're selecting actions and what they do on this pitch, on this attacking side of the pitch. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to continue. Now, with that, the week begins. Ticket sales. What do we want our ticket prices as? I can do standing. And we're going to just progress through the week. And that's that. I don't think we're going to have a friendly this week unless do sport means friendly. We'll have to see. I get 3 manager points. So, sponsor negotiation. You have received an offer from a sponsor for a new stadium name contract. Let's see how to deal with this. So, as you can see, the terms of this negotiation, and I'm not going to go through every little nitty gritty detail. I just want to show you what's happened throughout everything. Term is to 2025. Payments per year is 9.5 million. Total payments is 47.5. Title bonus is 5.5, while relegation deduction is 30%. Obviously, as you can see, negotiation points down there. You can see I can go up to 2026, 2027 and negotiate and go through apparently four different rounds, and hopefully that they'll accept it. However, I don't know how many negotiation points I'm going to have throughout all of this, and especially when I get into trying to talk to Upamecano or Konate or something like that. We'll probably need some. So I'm going to sign the contract. And obviously, they say you don't have to sign the contract. Might as well get some more money in. So training camp is going to be in Marbella, in España. I've been going through some of these. I haven't gone through all of them. Luxury, training conditions, leisure options, weather. Obviously, the more those things go up, the costs go up. Whatever. I'm just going to deal with it. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to do some sport. I love that. Do some sport. The Emirates FA Cup. So this is... I won't say this is the greatest version of graphics that I've ever seen, but again, it's still pretty cool. FM is starting to get better at things like this, where you've got the full setup that you see and the big screen in front. Can do a little better, but it's graphics. It's graphics. So obviously, training results this week, objective progress. They're making it from point A to point B, and this is the progress that they've got right now. I don't have my mouse showing up. That's too bad. As is this. Team spirit seems to be good, so that's good. I'm enjoying that. What's next? So start of the week. Okay, we have a match this week against Real Oviedo. It is late at night. I wanted to go through that first week just to get through it, so I'm going to leave it there. These episodes will not be this long, I guarantee it. I'm going to pare it down as much as I can, but there's going to be a match each week. We're going to go through all of that, and we'll see how it goes. But for now, that's it for me. Sefian FM. Welcome to Liverpool. Welcome to We Are Football. It's a different kind of beast, and we'll have to get used to it throughout the process. Both you and I, unless you're a dev, then you already know what's going on. But FM is looking really good right now, simply because the backing that it has, everything that it has inside of it. We Are Football looks terrific, but the back end of We Are Football seems to be lacking a bit. And I really can't wait to see We Are Football 2, 3, 4, whatever, however the naming convention goes, if they continue this annual cycle like FM does and all these other sports products do. I would love to see just the two merge in so many ways, But that's what we have. So I am Sefian FM. Thank you as always for watching. Next week, Real Oviedo, and we will start with that. I'm not going to do a game or a... I'm not going to do every single game. I'm going to try and get through as much as I can. But this seems like it's going to take longer than it would be in FM. So I may be bringing you quicker games. We'll see. But that's it for me. Thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.